All right, you need to start off with a piece of felt fabric. I would typically go with a natural looking skin color. You can get a sheet of felt fabric like this from Walmart for about 25 cents in their arts and crafts section. You need about one sheet per puppet you create. Now once you do that, you're going to fold your fabric in half and you're going to utilize the puppet template and place it on top of it. Now you can do multiple different things. You can take this puppet and trace it with a permanent marker and then cut out the felt, or what I like to do is just go ahead and cut the felt as the template is sitting on top of it and go ahead and cut it out accordingly. All right, now what you're going to do is you're going to take a sewing needle. You'll notice at the top of the sewing needle there's going to be a hole. It is going to be kind of tough to get through, so you may need a parent or an adult to come help you. You're going to take the thread and place it through the hole. It may take you a couple tries to get it done. Obviously, I'm not that great at it either. Okay, once you have it through, you're going to pull it through. You're going to then take the other end of the string that you cut. See how I've got my two ends to my string, and I can pull the rest of my string way out. And so what you're going to do is you're going to take these two pieces and you're going to create a knot at the end. That way when I put my finger between the two pieces of string, there's going to be a barrier. So I've created a knot. Is you're going to start at the bottom of your puppet's body. I like to give about a fingertip length at the bottom, and you're going to start just above that. What you're going to do is you're going to stick your needle through. Now on this first one, it's going to be a little different than the rest of them. You see how I am pulling it through. Do not pull it all the way through. You're going to get to this end, and remember where we just tied the knot? You're going to take the two pieces of thread and you're going to separate them. Once you have them separated, like so, you're going to place the needle in between them. And that's going to create a knot that's going to prevent it from continuing to travel through the fabric. See how I've created a knot at this point. Now what you do is pretty simple. You're going to basically create a curve as you sew. If you keep this curve just like this, it will create an easy sewing pattern for you. And so as you create this, you're going to stick your needle through and you're going to pull. And you're going to keep doing this over and over again. All right, so I've made my first stitch. And again, I'm going to keep with this circular look right here, and I'm going to put my needle through, pull, and I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep that circular arch, and that's where I'm going to keep pulling through. And what it does is each time you pull it through, it creates another knot. That way it will not come undone. So again, I've created my circle, and I put my needle through, and I pull it through the circle. And then I do it over and over again, and I work my way around the body of the puppet. So again, I have my circular loop here, and I just go underneath and pull it through. All right, so as you can see, I've continued on my stitch all the way around my puppet's hand. Now that I get closer to the edge, remember you want to give it about a fingertip length, that way you have a little extra space to get your puppet through your hand. So again, I'm going to finish up with my loop. See how I've continued looping it around, so I still have my loop here as I go down. All right, now that I've gotten to the point I'm going to be stopping, what I do is I like to make 3 additional loops right there on that same loop. So right where I've stuck the needle in, I'm going to loop it just like that 3 more times, because you're adding additional knots, which will ensure that your puppet's a little bit more sturdy. So then what I like to do is, you see how I now have a little bit ball of thread right here where I've done several knots. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my needle and just kind of weave it through some of that thread, as I've done like this, and I'm going to pull it through. Now I'm not going to pull it all the way through. You see how I've still formed a circle over here. I'm now going to take my needle and pull it through the circle. And basically what it's doing is it's creating the additional knots. to make sure that you're not going to end up having it fray apart and the string rip. So again, I'm going to do it one more time where I've threaded my needle through the knot and I pull it through the circle. And then what I do is I just take it, and I've obviously created a very sturdy knot right here, and I clip it close to it. I don't want to clip directly on the thread, but I clipped right away from it.